Well, actually, my sister's best friend actually recently, she's in high school currently, and she was like raped. I don't know like what exactly happened, but apparently alcohol was involved, and it was a big deal. Like a lot of my friends were talking about it. And it's been all over her school and stuff. So. I don't think she did specifically, but someone definitely did.
Someone, like a friend, helped her out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty well known. Absolutely, like, yeah, something like that's pretty devastating on someone's life. Definitely need help for that. I'd definitely say, for the most part, guys are probably the aggressor. It happens like both ways. Like sometimes maybe it was both consensual or like both people kind of agreed to it, but then later like a girl, especially if it's a famous person, they're rich, they can kind of get them for that. But generally, I do agree that usually the guys are the ones like causing the sexual assault. Although maybe they might be like when alcohol's involved, it's kind of tougher to decide that. But yeah. I'd definitely get help and talk about it. Could be a friend, parents, guardian, whoever, teacher, counselor. Definitely get help and definitely talk about it because keeping it inside, you know, in terms of the future, could be devastating.
We do when we go out together. We all like try to avoid risky situations, try not to drink too much, stuff like that. We look out for each other and, you know, just talk about it before we, you know, enter a party or something like that. Not me or anyone I know personally, but when I went to high school, it was a big high school, so I didn't know the person, but there was a big case talked about. It was written about in the newspapers and stuff, but I don't know them personally.
Okay.
I think if a victim is scared or threatened or just doesn't feel comfortable talking to someone, they can think it's easier just to not report it. And in the long run, I don't think that's a good idea, but I think that's what happens. I mean, if we ever see anything like that happening, we can always like interfere or like, you know, you see it on the street, go up to the girl and like pretend you know them kind of thing, and then just try and talk it out.
Sure.
Yeah. I would just say talk to someone about it, get help. It's not worth keeping it inside and ruining your life.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Tori. This video is about Sexual Assault Awareness Month, which is April. Again, I know this can be a sensitive topic for some people, so I am trying to make this video as comfortable and relaxing as possible. I find this video important to make not only because it is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, but because I think this topic is really important to reiterate to young people in our country, especially because our country has the highest date rape rate out of every other country. This deals with especially like minors. For example, 1 in 4 women will be sexually assaulted before they turn 18. 1 in 6 guys will be sexually assaulted before they turn 18. This is a more broader statistic, but 8 out of 10 people who are raped know their perpetrator. And 1 out of 4 women in an intimate relationship will experience sexual violence. Young people really are aware of this issue, especially college students, because a lot of people get hurt in this way because alcohol is involved, and college is a really big, you know, place where people drink, go to parties, and there's this like gray area where people take advantage of certain situations when it comes to sex. A lot of students are really concerned about issues like this, but at the same time, it's not like something that's taken seriously for the most part. Especially at my school, I think, because I go to a school that is located in a bad area within the city. So police are more focused on our safety. Like, for example, they don't want us to get robbed, they don't want us to get shot, stuff like that. So it's hard, especially here, to discipline people or, you know, get people in trouble for stuff like that because of, you know, the other existing problems within the area. I feel like people who commit crimes like this aren't really taken seriously for the most part, especially on a college campus. I know for a fact, as a woman, I get catcalled a lot. And it's like, it's horrifying because you never know if you don't answer your, you know, person who catcalls you or smile at them, or they'll get pissed at you and try to attack you, which is horrible. The fact that I have to act passive and quiet and smile at someone who could be making the most disgusting remark to me, and I have to act pleasant back because I'm afraid I'm gonna get hurt. Another thing I want to touch on is the social dating apps. I find this a good thing to talk about for this video because a lot of people use apps like Tinder or Grindr for sex, you know, just to find a quick hookup or something. I never really had the app. I made one this week just because I knew I was going to make this video. I don't necessarily want to use it for like, you know, someone just to randomly hook up with, but I'd like to, you know, talk to new guys that I wouldn't normally talk to. So I made it. I was talking to a few people, but like some of the conversations were really, really genuine and nice. Like, guys were asking me about my interests and stuff like that. But, you know, it's like half and half. Some guys just messaged me asking, you would really make my night, or like, but in a sexual way. Like, you know, what would you do to entertain me? Like, weird things. That, you know, I would feel uncomfortable telling someone I haven't even met in person and then end up, like, it's a twisted thing. But like, whether you want to do that kind of thing or not, you really have to be safe about it. You never know who you're actually talking to. So I kind of made up a like safety guidelines, like list, when it comes to dating apps, or even when you go out to a party and there's alcohol involved. Any like high risk situation, honestly, I would follow these kind of guidelines just so you can protect yourself. So the first rule I have is never give out private information to someone you do not know. So don't tell someone your last name, your school, even sometimes, because they can come to your campus and find you, which is creepy. But definitely don't tell them your address, because that can be very, very horrifying. So definitely keep private things private. In addition, I would, if you're meeting someone for the first time, or if you're meet someone at a party and you end up wanting to take things further, tell someone where you're going, or say no if you feel uncomfortable, and then meet in a public place in a later time. I think it's always important for the first time you're meeting someone or hanging out to meet in a public place, because it keeps things more restricted, and it keeps you safer, because if you meet someone at their house, they could really pressure you to do something that you do not want to do, or put you in a really dangerous situation. Don't be embarrassed to leave if you do feel uncomfortable, because you should be concerned of your best interests. Don't let others peer pressure you into anything that you do not want to do. Additionally, be yourself. I know this, whether you are really comfortable with casual sex, go for it, but be safe about it. Use barrier protection. You never know what someone's sexual history is and whatnot. You have to be really safe about that. In addition, if you're not into something very casual, be upfront about it. It's not fair to someone to take advantage of your privacy like that if you're not 100% comfortable with it. You don't want someone to skew your outlook on sex for your entire life. It's really upsetting because it's something that you should enjoy and cherish with people or someone who you love and care about, and it's something that you should always be looking forward to and not something that brings back bad memories. I hope this video helped a lot of you with any questions you had about sex, sexual assault. And I hope you use the safety guidelines because I find it really important, especially when using social media apps or going out to a party that involves alcohol, because I find those, especially in college, high-risk situations on where you could possibly get hurt. I hope you all have a great weekend and stay safe and have a good one. Thank you.